Alrighty, back in the garage with Habanero. And today's day 31 of the 1441 Nitrous Busa build. As you can see, I have a rod in my hand. Maybe you're like, dude, I thought you had that on the crank already. Yeah, I did. But I have been approached by a few guys, all right? More than three. It's my rule of three, all right? If three people tell me I'm jacked up and doing something, then I research that to death. And more times than not, I go that course. So today is course correction day. All right, so before I get into it, yeah, the seal that was right here, I got that off. That's in the truck waiting to go to Suzuki, and I'll get a new one. So course correction, here's what's happening. The way that I was gonna put the pistons on is I was gonna have the crank and rods already connected and in, okay? I was gonna put the crank in here. The rods would go through that way, and then they would come up right here. I'd put the pistons on. Obviously, I'd have the gasket down and slide the block and compress the rings on the pistons as I tap the block down. That's what I've seen on multiple videos. Multiple OG guys that I've mentioned in the past have done it that way. That's what I'd studied. That's what I was going to do. But again, rule of three, and I'm not afraid to course correct, even though I was, full steam ahead on this. So here's the new way that I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to go ahead and get the rods. They're right here. I'm going to go ahead and get these connected to the pistons, right? So they'll live in there. And then once I get, and you can see I got a ring right there. I've been working on these. Once I get those cut the way I want, I will get the pistons inside. The rods will obviously already be connected to them. And then I could slide the block down here, okay? Once I've got that done, I can go back to this side. We'll lay the crank in here, lay it in its home, and I'll pull the big end of the rod up and put the cap on the top of the rod. And then tighten it down and it'll be good. After that, it's just, laying the transmission inside and then putting that case on right here and then buttoning everything up. So yeah, couple of steps back, okay, but not a big deal, okay? We're going to be flying after this, and after doing more research on getting these pistons inside the block, I agree with what these guys have told me, and it's going to be a lot faster doing it with this method, vice the one I had originally selected. So stay tuned for that. I'll show you guys some of this stuff and cutting the rings and everything, and yeah, see you in the garage.